Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
Okay, we're moving our way through the week.
Yeah, it's been busy, and we know weather. There's a lot to talk about. We're going to send it over to Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy. Hey, Alana.
We're not moving fast enough. Tuesday's a little slow for me, folks, but I'm happy that Wednesday's right around the corner. Hey, gorgeous shot tonight coming from Cedar City. Scott catching this one. We really appreciate your web submissions, abc4.com. The cloud cover out there associated with that southerly flow. Meg caught this one in Salt Lake. Dynamic, a little moody, which I absolutely love. Meg, we appreciate your photos always, the sun peeking through, and the cloud cover out there. It was a windy day, and that really assisted temperatures in climbing above average, 89 for that high in Salt Lake, so pushing close to 90 degrees, even though our typical seasonal norm this time of year is 84. We saw 80s and 90s on the eastern side of the state with St. George making a push and getting to 97. As we head into tonight, we're going to see those numbers dropping with partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies, low 70s as we wrap the news. We're looking at mid to upper 60s for the overnight, mostly cloudy overnight, and then clearing out as we head into tomorrow morning. You're going to notice the winds yet again. They were whipping today, and that is going to add to our fire danger. A brand new red flag warning has been issued for the Great Salt Lake Desert and Mountains. So this is a large chunk of the West Desert, and we're anticipating sustained winds between 10 and 25 miles per hour from the south, gusts up to 40 miles per hour. This is going to be a blowing dust type of day. We have that happen frequently when we get the southerly flow, dry conditions, especially at the surface. A fire start would spread quickly in this area, and we, of course, don't want that. We're not done with fire season. No, not yet. Time-lapse video coming out of southern Utah. Black Desert Sky Cam shows some clouds moving through fairly quickly. You're going to notice they clear into the afternoon. Temperatures were close to seasonal norms, even slightly above there in St. George. Mid-90s is where we are. We're going to see those winds really amping up. And the reason we're dealing with the winds, upper level low, and the positioning of a high. That southwesterly flow is well pronounced. And in the last few hours, we had a few spotty storms in northeastern Utah and southwestern Wyoming. We knew that cloud cover would move through northern Utah and towards Castle Country with that direct line into Uinta County and over the Uintas. A pop-up was there tonight, quieting as we head into the overnight. As we look at the forewarned radar, not much going on. And as we zoom in, just a little lightning in Duchesne County and then some echoes of moisture over the mountains. Evanston saw a decent storm. That upper level low is on the move. And as it moves inland, our winds increase. But what I wanted to show you is for the midweek, it's got cooler air. Are you ready for the fall feels? Because those are going to move our way as temperatures dip and that low lifts and possibly impacts northern Utah. Be prepared for that because it's digging along the California coast. Our southwesterly winds, the Storm Prediction Center really represents that well. Dry with fire danger on the western side of the state, but it's been expanded for a general thunderstorm threat. So the exact opposite on the opposite side of the state. Eastern Utah has a chance of seeing a storm as we head into tomorrow, while the western side of Utah will just be dealing with warm and windy conditions. Futurecast shows us the timing of potential storms. We keep this in the motion and we look towards our Wednesday with increasing cloud cover and that southerly flow. I think Wednesday brings the least amount of moisture potential, and you can kind of see maybe a few stray storms towards Grand County and then northeastern Utah and southwestern Wyoming. Looks to get pretty active late into the day, Wednesday into early Thursday morning. As we roll into Thursday, more moisture potential popping up again in northeastern Utah and then on the state line by the afternoon. Isolated storm potential will be there for the Wasatch Front and then again into Friday. We do have flash flood threats that have been elevated. It's possible in southeastern Utah with the chance of a storm that we get a heavy downpour, and that would impact those areas that we love to visit, including Lake Powell, Grand Gulch, Canyonlands. As we look at the upper level futurecast, it really gives us an idea of why we're seeing what we're dealing with. There's our high pressure. It's pulled to the east. Moisture is in place, which is why we have a few pop-ups each day. That upper level low, it's going to keep things interesting. It digs a little further. And as it moves inland, it gets closer. And as it gets closer, the winds increase. We're going to see that tomorrow. A windy Wednesday ahead. On the eastern side of the low, there's moisture and there's cold air with it. Eventually, it digs further south into Thursday, and then we'll lift through the region into Friday, and that brings our best chance to see some scattered thunderstorms, but we will definitely be dealing with cooler temperatures. So moisture, possibly. Cooler air, definitely. Staying unsettled into next week with the possibility of another trough dropping in. That is a very progressive fall pattern. Haven't seen that in a while, and here we are. 80s for tomorrow, upper 80s in Salt Lake, possibly 90, 92 in Moab, 91 in St. George. Looking at the next 7 days here, we have warm and cooling conditions in the south. It's just a slight chance in southern Utah. The Wasatch Front brings in the temperature dip. When you dip, we all dip. There we go. 90s to 80s to 70s with storms. So interesting pattern ahead. Winds will be the big talker tomorrow.